Let's get, I don't know what order people came in. Benar,
Hey, what up, Rob? How are you?
doing good. What's happening?
My brother, we spoke before on the Christian thing. How are you? Do you remember me?
I do. I was hoping to talk to you. You wanted to debate me on how great Alan Lichtman is, correct?
No, not really.
That's something you wanted to talk about, right?
No, not at all.
You never mentioned Alan Lichtman to me.
No. The keys? Are you talking about the guy with the
Yeah,
keys?
yeah. Okay. I'm
No, no,
sorry. I was.
I'm the guy. I'm Manar. I'm the guy that told you that your politicians are gonna make Sharia
Oh, never
law,
mind.
and
There
then
was
you
another
strawman me.
person. There was another person that talked about religion, and he was an atheist. I have. You're the person who believes in Sharia law.
No, see, you're strawmanning me again. I believe in a federal law that your Catholic church or whatever church, your authority, your moral authority, should create that federal law so it doesn't allow for Sharia law to ever be
That's
instated.
so. Just to be clear, you would be against a federal. Your argument was as follows. You tell me if I'm strawmanning you. Right? You said that I'm bad, I'm a bad Christian, I'm immoral because I want limited government, because actually we should have our religious leaders deciding what laws are.
Yeah,
If
I
we're
said
true, that's your belief, right?
no, no. I said you're a bad Christian because you want secularists to create your moral value compass. That's
Where
why.
did I
And I
say
didn't.
that?
And
Where
you
did I
didn't create.
show me once ever saying I want secularists to create my moral value compass? Can you
Let
show
me
me
prove
one
it.
time? Now I've streamed thousands upon thousands of hours. Can you
Let me
find me?
prove it.
Can you find me that quote anywhere?
So do you agree with politicians creating your laws for you?
Yes.
And do you agree that politicians look at a majority of the votes when they do come and conduct those laws? They come and attach and assign these laws. Not always, of course, but they look at basically what the American people want, and the majority of the American people want when assigning these laws.
No, I would say that's exactly the opposite of what our current system does, which is why it's such a problem. Our current system is more akin to what you want. They have self fulfilling motivations, and so they don't give a shit about the will of the American people.
Yeah, but weren't you the one arguing for liberal values
When did I
and
argue for that?
you argue for a liberal moral system? Basically, what you were saying is, why would I actually want to live in a place that doesn't accommodate for everyone that lives in it? That's literally what your argument was.
That's not my argument. For example, I don't like people that sexually assault children. I don't think we should accommodate them.
Yeah, but the argument wasn't about that. It was about the
Right. So
LGBTQ.
you
You
just
believe we
so
should.
what?
You
So
believe we
for
should.
someone who accuses me
No,
of
no, no.
not
Let me finish.
adequately, for someone who accuses
Well,
me of
finish,
not
me.
adequately representing your views, you consistently misrepresent what my views are. So you just said I want a system where everyone is accommodated. I
LGBTQ.
give
Is that
one
true or
blatant,
no?
I give one easy example of why that's not the case, and you're like, well, I'm not talking about that. So am I going to have to go through every single example of things that I don't want accommodated? And you'll
So
assume that I agree that everyone should be accommodated unless I specifically say that this individual shouldn't be accommodated?
because you never mentioned that example before, the example we were talking about earlier when you came up to that when I came up to this conclusion, and you, because of what you said, was that you were talking about we were talking about the LGBTQ, and I said you're a conservative guy and you're Christian in the moral compass. So what is your thoughts on the LGBTQ gaining rights in your society? You actually agreed with it totally,
No,
correct or no?
but I agreed with the statement totally that LGBTQ should achieve rights in our society. That's what I
You
agreed with
you
totally.
agreed that your whole society should basically change their laws to accommodate the
Show me
LGBTQ
where I said that.
because they're a majority.
Show me where I said that.
So you don't believe in that anymore. You don't
Show
actually
me. No, no,
believe your society needs
it's
to
no, 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 no,
accommodate
no,
the
no.
majority of the people.
Last
You
chance
don't
you
believe in
talk.
that.
Last chance you talk over to me. You're out. I found you insufferable, annoying, and incredibly stupid. In addition to your bullshit, garbage Sharia law beliefs. The
Well, you
first time,
strawman me now.
bananas. Secondly, I'm not going to leave you talk over to me. You shouldn't be on this channel again because you're so insufferable and fucking boring to listen to. So you keep saying now I've changed my views. I want you to show me ever once me saying we need to change society to have the views to achieve rights for LGBTQ. Go ahead. Show me, give me a timestamp, give me a video where I said that.
I'll bring it to you, but let me just ask you a question and I'll prove it to you guys. So, by the way, this guy keeps strawmanning me. I never once debated for Sharia law. I debated
That's
for
not
him.
true. Okay,
Can I
great,
finish?
great. No, you can't finish. It's my show. Start your own show. You sound very intelligent. I'm sure people would want to
So you're
listen.
strawmanning me.
I'm not strawmanning. I'll prove it. Watch, everyone, audience, I'll prove that I'm not strawmanning. Ready? Do you think that our laws should be made by religious leaders?
Sure.
Okay, that's Sharia law.
How?
If, for example, if
So
your
if the
particular
church-
religion is Islam, and your leaders of that religion, of the mosque you go to, want Sharia law, and you think that we should listen to that person create laws, then you would be in favor of Sharia law.
So if a church instates a federal law that says you cannot commit murder and puts limitations on that, that's Sharia law?
No,
Then
that
that
could be
literally
part-
is what you argued.
that is
literally
not
what you
it.
argued.
That is not it. That is not what I'm arguing. What you did was gave one example of a potential law and say, is that law specifically Sharia? No. What if the church says we don't think women should be allowed to walk unaccompanied by men with their face showing down the
that be
street?
Sharia?
Is that yes? That would be part of Sharia law.
What if that was part of the church's original doctrines? Is that still Sharia law? Or
Yes.
is that like a Christian federal law?
That would still be Sharia law. Or
So
let me
you see that
rephrase
you
it.
don't
It
know
would
what I
be
was
the
arguing?
parts. It
That's
would
not
be
what
the
I
parts
argued
of
for, by the
Sharia
way.
law that would be the parts of Sharia law that I would find disgusting, whatever you want to label it. I
you
don't
see how
want
you're
to be there
strong-arming me?
beholden to a religious theocracy of heathens like you that think that women shouldn't be allowed to walk down the street.
Steel man
unaccompanied
my
by
argument.
men.
Steel
I
man
am.
my
I'm
argument.
steel manning your argument. Okay.
Steal it.
You ready? If you go to a church that says that women should be stoned to death if they commit adultery, then the church should be the ones making the law and they should make that into law. And if instead of the church making that law, you have politicians that make that law that aren't from the church that say, wait a minute, we don't favor that law, then that is secularism and liberalism and must be rejected. That's your argument.
Completely false. Completely false. This
Okay,
is proof that
if
he
your
doesn't know what
church-
he's arguing and
If
he's
you-
straw man you guys.
Real quick.
My
step
argument
one,
was that
step
if you're-
one,
let me
step
finish,
one.
Rob,
No,
let me
I'm not
explain.
going to let you finish. Last chance, I'll boot you. Step one, you tell me if this is true or not. We should only have our religious leaders be crafting law.
Your Christian religious leaders, yes.
What about your religious leaders if you're not Christian?
It doesn't matter. I'm talking about America. I don't want
Okay, so
Muslim
if the
leaders in
majority of
America.
American, if 51% of the country becomes Muslim, then it should be Muslim leaders creating the law.
That's today's system.
That
It
is
will-
not today's
That's literally
system.
what would happen.
That is not
if I am
today's
the
system.
majority.
That is
let me
not
finish.
today's system. We'll see you later, Manar. I'm not going to leave you talk over me. You're not even making sense of your worldview. You're currently saying that
Rob.
today's system. So is more than 51% of the country Christian right now?
Rob, let me explain. Yes,
It's more,
100%.
okay, so
Yes,
then you'll admit
100%.
that we have Christian theocracy now.
No, you don't
Thanks
have
so
a
much for
federal-
calling in, Manar. Really appreciate it.
No,
We'll see
man.
you.
So
Remind
you wanna let me
everyone
speak?
next time Manar calls in, remind me to tell him I'm not fucking dealing with this guy anymore.
So you want me to speak?
See it? All right, who do we got next?
I mean, what a disgusting
Old
buffoon.
Joe.
What a disgusting buffoon.
What's happening, old Joe? Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. Can you hear me okay? I sometimes have
What
trouble
a
with this
disgusting
phone.
buffoon.
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
you-
What's happening? See it? All
Hey,
right,
I'd
who
like
we got
to
next?
not
What
take
a
up too much of your
disgusting
time.
buffoon.
First of
Old
all, I wanted
Joe.
to say that as a